What's up, guys? Happy Sunday. Just spent some time out in the yard today and just doing a little bit of work here and there. The past couple of days I've been working on putting some quarter minus down on my pathways. Everything back here was mulch, but I'm going for that controlled jungle kind of vibe. So I want the look and feel of the jungle aesthetic, but also the vibes of that more relaxing kind of resort, kind of somewhat at least maintained feel. That's my long-term goal. So anyhow, just gonna do a little quick thing to show you what the area that I've just gotten done working on this weekend looks like, and just talk a little bit about what the overall plan is, and then see if I can throw a couple shots in here to show you and remind you what it looked like prior, so we can see the difference. Let's check it out. So right when you walk in to the park, you see kind of the walkway here has like some gravel, sand, things like that, and then it just kind of transitions into mulch. In some areas I have issues with this crabgrass here that just grows, and in some of these spots there is some fabric down, but still it seems no matter how deep the mulch is, because here it's about a foot deep and I still have this stuff growing through, and it's just a never-ending battle. So here is what I've done as a solution. So I need a little bit more right here. I didn't put it right yet just because I still got my water line and I have to run an electric line over there. So we're gravel. We still have this little zone of mulch, and we started gravel again. But you see the difference. It just looks already much more inviting and separated. Now there's a lot of things going on right here that still need some work. For instance, this bench here, well, it's probably at least 15 years old. And it's not really ever been maintained. It needs to be redone. I need to get some varnish on it, and just give it some TLC and bring it back to life. And then the area around it needs some attention as well. But overall, what we're looking at today is the difference between the mulch and where we're at with the quarter minus and what I did. So this entire area was overtaken with the crabgrass. I mean, all in here, all over here, very thick. It was a jungle in itself. So what I've done the past few days is come through and pulled out all of that grass. If you know anything about the crabgrass, you gotta try as hard as you can to get it down from the roots, because it's just like a string. And this stuff is relentless. I mean, it will just find its way through anything. I've even had it come up in the tiniest cracks of concrete, like in the back part of my house. And if it can't come up in a certain spot, it'll do its best to travel underground until it finds a spot that it can come up. So sometimes when you pull it out of the ground, it's, a couple feet long before you actually get to where the root is. So that's why it's important to try and pull those out, because if you don't and you put something over it, well, it's just going to try and spread and travel somewhere else. Don't want that. So I pulled it all out, and then I laid down some sheets of plywood that I had left over from when I had my roof redone. I asked them to save me all of the pieces that they pulled down. I knew I would use them somewhere for something. And here's one of the applications. So I did that, laid it down, and I did have mulch in this area already. I just left it. Why not? It'll still break down and whatnot over time. And it still provides more distance between the actual dirt and the surface, so that it's more of a barrier from that grass. So I put down the plywood, and then in any spaces where there were gaps or there were spaces or cracks or whatever, I also took cardboard and I put cardboard sheets down over it as well. And then I took this heavy-duty weed fabric, landscaping fabric. Now it is plastic, but it does still drain. So it's not, not the non-breathable type, just tarp plastic. It is still landscape fabric. So I put that down and covered all of the wood and the cardboard, and then came in with the quarter minus, which you can get from a local rock yard. It costs me like $40. So what I'm gonna do next, you see where I still have the edges that are kind of sticking up, and I didn't want to cover them because I don't just want to transition straight into the gardens or the beds, because between the chickens and birds and just life and nature, I don't want the mulch to start getting kicked back and mixing in too much with the rock, because then that's where we end up with this look, and I don't want that. So when I get more, I intend to put another, probably a load or two here and there, just to raise that up a little bit more, make it a little bit more even for where that walkway is entering the arch. And then this area kind of dips down quite a bit too. And so we're gonna fix that. So I had the black bamboo that was right here, and that actually took the spot where last year, there's a video on this on my channel as well, where I had put in, what did I have, a red caster. And I took the red caster out and transplanted it over here, where you see it now. They're doing really nice. And I put in the black bamboo. Well, after getting to see and learn about the bamboo and how it grows and how big and how bushy it can get. Now this was twice the size width-wise as it is right now. And in this process, I've chopped all that back too. But I've decided to move the bamboo from here to here. I didn't necessarily get the root ball to stay intact as good as I would like, so I'm really hoping that this is going to be okay. I'm going to hit it with some the B1 vitamin here in a little bit, and then hope for the best, I guess. But that way it'll be cool, because we'll have this is old hammy bamboo, that's a black bamboo, and then I'll probably eventually get like a golden bamboo or something put over here, and then this will kind of be like bamboo garden, different types of bamboo, right? I have an ice cream bean tree here. Now this was sugarcane row. That's how this started. Mine had been in the ground for 2 years at this point. Died back in winter, came back fully. One of them I even tried to cut it down, just kind of cut it all the way down. It still came back. Sugarcane's cool. It's great privacy screen. It does go brown around this time of year, which is fine. You get your mulch stuff off of it. If you're going to use the sugarcane, get yourself a nice expensive press, then go for it. But it's just in this area of my yard, it's like when it did that, I would go and clean it up and trim it and get rid of the dead parts. And then there was no more privacy screen. I want something here in this spot that's gonna be an evergreen situation, so that it kind of separates and breaks up my yard into sections. And the bamboo accomplishes that, and that's evergreen. So that's what's gonna happen. My ice cream bean, that guy wants all the sun. Well, he wants more sun than he's getting here. I was at first told that it wants full shade, so that's where I put it. Didn't grow at all in a year and a half. Cut down sugarcane and stuff around it, trimmed back the casters. It started growing. So I'm gonna move it somewhere where it gets more sun, because it is also an evergreen, and I want my property against the walls to my neighbors surrounded by evergreens, so that when you're back here at all times of the year, it doesn't feel like you're in a residential backyard. That's the goal. So anyhow, this path has been widened up a little bit. It did end in line with the bench, so my pathway was much more narrow, much like you see right here. It's now opened up a bit more, which makes it a little more inviting and leaves me options. I need to trim all this out and get rid of all the excess stuff there. And then again, this will all end up being a quarter minus trail. And then this is actually 3 pine sections. And I have placed them where they are to make, basically this is gonna be banana row. And I have a guava in there and some other stuff, but Adamoya there, some casters. I have a red Jamaican banana. I wanna say that's Namwa banana. And then that one's an unknown variety. But anyways, the pine, I've put it down, created a barrier, because I'm gonna fill this up with compost, make it kind of more like a pit We'll throw a bunch of dirt and stuff up against the fence there so that I don't lose the water straight to my neighbor's yard. And then what I've done, I mentioned this was all 3 different pieces. So I put them kind of together and kind of tried to match up the width. So if this was the fat part of the log, I wanted to use the fat part to start the next section. And then I've just covered it with dirt and mulch. I'll throw like a rock or something in there to fill in the gaps, and that way it makes it look a little bit more like not only one piece, but also like it's been here a while, it belongs there. You can fill in spots with rocks and just get creative, but more of a natural look to a border outside of using some kind of plastic or cement blocks or bricks or things like that. Just get creative with the borders. So this area is also going to have the quarter minus. I'll pull these boards up. We'll put some fabric down in here, put more quarter minus down to level it out a bit, put the boards back, and then put some more down to fill in the gaps between the boards. And we'll apply some lacquer and stuff to the boards and make those look real nice too. You can see some areas like right here. You see this line and the crack right here? That's because there's a board right here and it's not completely level underneath it. So anytime I'm putting more pressure on one side or the other, it's causing it to lift. That will be fixed when I get more quarter minus and I put more here and then more here. You won't see that. And then also over time, through stepping on it, vibration and breaking down and water, it'll fill in and that won't happen anymore. So that's it, guys. Just wanted to give that quick update of the change that I'm working on right now. And overall, my hope is that not only for the aesthetics, but I've spent a lot of time chasing this crabgrass and the weeds and things that pop up in these areas. And it's not fun doing that stuff. And it's just, I have so much going on, so much on the plate, especially with everything going on in the park, that needs to be kept up with or maintained, or water lines that need to be put in or fixed or whatever. I just really want to get to a point where I can just come out here any given weekend and just chill and hang out and enjoy without looking around and having so many projects in the midst of being worked on, that are undone, and being able to not see the results that I'm looking for. So that's what I'm doing now, is just trying to slow everything down and get back down to the basics. No more planting, no more new stuff. I've actually taken some stuff away, and then work on the stuff that's going to not only help it come to a place where the vision's being completed, but also it's helping create easier maintenance. So the water lines, the gutters, the rain collection system, the quarter minus and landscaping fabric going down. These are all things that are going to help make the tasks out here easier come next season. So that's it for today. It's actually a little bit longer than I intended to do. I'll make another video with more update on this project and where I'm at in the mission that is creating pathways for my tropical park. And also, once I come up with some ideas of what I want to do for the edges and the borders as well. So again, if you have any ideas for me or anything you think would look good, please go ahead and throw them down in the comments. Remember, my overall theme that I'm going for, I'm really into tiki. I really love everything about Adventureland and Disneyland. And I know there's some diehard people on both sides that feel the two shouldn't clash, but there's also a community of people out there that love when they clash. And I'm one of those people. So anything safari, Adventureland, tiki, jungle, all that kind of stuff, I'm all about it. The nautical as well. So everything that's not Arizona, right? That's where I'm at. So thanks for checking this out with me. If you haven't already, please smash the like and subscribe button and shoot me a comment down below. Let's be friends. Let's chat. You got a garden going on? I want to see it. Let me know. You got a page? Drop your link so I can check that out too. Other than that, have a great rest of your weekend and happy growing.